I was like, man, I
How's
was
it
like,
going?
this has to work. Like, I know this because my microphone came up this time, and I was like, that's what happened last time. This has got to work.
There it goes. There it goes.
Good. That's good stuff. All right, here we go.
All right.
All right, Steve, tell everybody who you are, where you're from, and what year you competed in the Caveman Combine.
I'm Steve Rutledge. I'm the Dr. Pepper guy slash ammo guy. And I got my Dr. Pepper cans right here. That's my team sponsor, is Dr. Pepper. They're right here on the ledge. And I got the lake back there. Maybe we'll have it out here one time for the
Yes,
combine.
I
I'm in
like it.
Tennessee, 10 Mile, Tennessee on Watts Bar Lake. And this is my third caveman combine. I've done them all.
I love it. Hey, are you sitting on the porch you sent me that you were building?
No, that's my boat dock that we rebuilt. That's
Okay.
down, that's down the hill there.
Okay. I got you. I got you. I got you. Okay. What was your first impression of the Caveman Combine? And then what were your final impressions after you finished? Like, so what did you think you were coming to? And then like at the end of it, what were you like? What did you have a change of mind or, you know?
No, it was about what I thought. And I actually wasn't going to be able to do the combine because I was out of town. And then I called up Daniel because I was going to do it and then I wasn't going to be able to. And he said, there's one spot left. And so me and my wife made plans for me to leave our trip early, a week early. And I came back from California and went to the combine. So
I love it.
um, I did everything I could to get there and I made it. And so it was about what I thought it would be from the description I got from Daniel and that kind of stuff. And nothing changed afterwards about it. But it was good. It was good, man, stuff. Loved it.
Love it. I love it. I love it. So what could we say? I'm gonna give you an opportunity and I want you to try to be a little critical here, okay? What are
All right.
some things at the Caveman Combine that we might could do better? Because we're trying to grow every year, and you've been to every one of them, and I'm sure you're coming this year
Yeah.
because you're a Caveman Combine veteran, right?
Now I'm coming as a team leader now. So I'm
Oh,
I'm
here we
I'm
go.
I'm working my way through the ranks.
I love
I
it.
am working my way through the
I love
ranks.
it. I love it.
So I mean, I didn't really have any criticisms based on it. It was put together. They had what they had to work with. The
Yeah.
place to have it, I mean, there weren't showers, but I mean, it's man stuff, so we'll live, right? I mean, I couldn't plug in my curling iron, so I was kind of miffed about that. But um
You had to run without
I
curls
mean,
the next day. It was terrible.
I mean, we're cavemen, not animals. Come on. But I mean, we worked with what we had to work with. We had a half basketball court. We had a field that was kind of uneven. We had frisbees going off into the weeds
Yes.
because that's what we had to work with. So it's kind of hard to complain when you're like, hey, we want to do this event. The event is what is important, getting the guys together and all the stuff that goes with it. And you just deal with the hand you're dealt. So I mean, I'm kind of a sadist. I loved it. I mean, I slept out in the cow patties in a hammock the first year. I put a hammock between two trees and no tent. I just went out there and just did it. Right.
I love it.
So I didn't have any. I mean, I don't have anything to be critical about. I was glad to do it. I was glad to be there, and I'm old. I think I was the oldest guy the first year.
How old are
I
you?
think I was. I wasn't the second. I just turned 57.
So here's what I love. People that they're like, man, I don't know if I can do the Ring of Fire. You know what my first response is? Steve does it. And Steve wins matches. He don't just do it, he competes in it.
Yeah, after the combine, the first year, um, and I worked out. I still work out all the time, so I tried to make sure I was in extra shape. But my legs were still sore, and I went to a NASCAR race the next day,
Oh
and
God.
man, my legs were torqued because I had to walk up the stadium steps. But
That is
it was
epic.
worth it.
I
It
love it.
was
I
worth
love
it.
it. All right. So before I ask you these next questions, okay, because I think this is important to get a response from you in this before we go into the next questions. What season of life are you in right now? Like what season of life does God have you in? Right? Like or
Right.
you know what I mean? Like because I think
Yeah.
the answer to the next questions could change in 7 years if you're in another season of life, right?
Yeah. Well, I've reached that. I'm retired. retired from the highway patrol in 2020 in California, moved out to Tennessee because just a better life out in a red state than it is in under Gavin Newsom. All my kids are grown. Two of my 6 kids are cops as well.
In
I have
California?
grandkids in California. Yeah, they're both sheriff's deputies in the same office. Yeah, the oldest son and the youngest son. So I'm retired. It's just me and the wife, and I'm getting to do some ministry stuff. I work at the jail ministry at our church. So on Sunday mornings we go in, and 2 guys go in, and we bring a 1-hour Bible lesson to the inmates. So I have time for that. We travel a heck of a lot. We're scuba divers. We're getting ready to go to Roatan, Honduras here in 2 weeks to dive. And we're going to be going to Normandy. We're going to be on Normandy Beach on the 80th anniversary of D-Day this June.
Nice.
So we're traveling, we're doing stuff, investing, enjoying the lake, enjoying the boat, helping people, helping at the church. We clean the church. We try to volunteer. So we're in that season where we don't have any kids, even though we've got 6 grandkids, but they're not here with us, and so we are doing our thing in the empty nesting retirement years. That's where we're at. And I know most of you guys out there, you've all got them little ones. I already did that.
Mine's actually
I already did that.
downstairs right now, so I'm like going, "Don't come up here." I hear him crying.
My oldest is 36.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So you have the youngins.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna ask you 2 questions. Give me one word, okay, that describes a man. Meaning, if you're in a back alley, okay, and you had to have one quality that a man had, what would that be?
Only one word?
You only get one quality this man has.
One quality.
He's on your back, and you're in a back dark alley, and there's 6 dudes walking up. What quality do you want that man to have?
Controlled tenacity.
Controlled.
You're able to change a baby's diaper, but you're also able to knock somebody out if you have to. And you can do both. You could take care of an infant with the most gentleness.
You're talking about a poopy diaper or a pee diaper?
Even a poopy diaper.
Poopy diaper.
Come on.
Okay.
Girls can't do all of it. They need a break. I had 6 kids. I've done it all. We used to use cloth for my first one. So I'm talking.
I don't even want to imagine that.
Yeah. So what did I say? Controlled tenacity?
Controlled tenacity. I like it.
Yeah. So, or controlled fierceness, something like that. So you're able to function in any situation with any kind of person. And then if you have to rip someone's face off, you can do it if you need to.
I like it. All right. So you got, so here, we're gonna have some fun questions here. You get one Bible character and you have to use the action that Bible character did. And you say, now that's a man. So not just the character, the actual action that he took part in.
I already have it because he's my favorite one.
Let's go.
All right. Joseph. He was treated completely horribly by his brothers. And when it got to where he could exact revenge on them, he wept that he was so glad that he saw them.
The second and his action that did this one. I love it.
He's my favorite. That's my go-to because he had every right. He could have just destroyed them, right? And he could have rubbed it in their face.
And he had the
power. He was the most powerful person in Egypt other than the Pharaoh, who turned over all rule to him anyway. And instead of just crushing them, he embraced them. He wept, and so loud he wept that the people in the next room could hear him weeping with his brothers, revealed himself, and then brought them all to the land with him to be with him. So he was treated horribly, separated from his family for decades, and then forgave them.
I love it. That's good. All right. Same question. One movie character and the action taken in the movie. So we had the Bible. Now we're taking our movie character and their action.
Oh gosh, I didn't have any time to prepare for this.
I know you didn't. Nobody does. I'm hitting them with it.
Oh, a movie character. in the Magnificent Seven,
Yep.
okay, in the Magnificent Seven, the young cocky kid who wanted so bad to be a gunslinger,
Yes.
um, he really put his chest out and he wanted to be just like Yul Brynner and Steve McQueen, and when it came down to it, he had the chance to leave with them and go be a gunslinger with them, but he stayed back for the woman that he loved, and he stayed on the farm and became a farmer instead of a gunslinger
Yeah.
for his girl.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one. I think,
Dang, man, I had to pull that out of my hat with no prep. What's
hey,
up?
you did it though. You did it good. I loved it. I loved it. All right. So, you got a young man in front of you. Okay.
Right.
And that young man comes up to Steve and he says, Steve, what are some practical steps that you implement into your life to be a better man? What would you tell that young man?
Um, Submitting to the Lord. So we have a problem in our society, and I'm not saying I'm perfect at it, but we have a problem in our society where there's no submission to the highest authority. And so men feel like, and sometimes women, I'll do it my way, my time. And I struggle with it myself. But to be controlled and to be a man that pleases God, you have to submit to your creator. And that means praying, and I have to do it every day. Help me to not um, see things my way, but to see them your way, right? So help me to think before I act, pray before every decision, submit to the one who, speaks and creates Jupiter. He's the one that's in control. He sees it all. So submission to God, the ultimate authority.
So the practical steps to getting there are, I read my Bible even when I don't want to. I pray even when I don't want
Right.
to. So kind of like those, sometimes you
I'm
wake up, you don't
I'm
want to.
tired and I
That's right.
Yeah, I'm tired and I want to sleep in. I don't want to go to church. I don't want to get up extra early and go do the jail ministry,
Okay.
or whatever it is. But you do those things which please him and doesn't please men.
Yeah. I like it. I
Yeah.
like it.
Don't
Okay.
worry about pleasing men, please God.
Yeah. So we got, so again, we're not being critical here, right? We're not being critical just to be critical on this next one. And I want to emphasize that because I really don't like it when people are just like, oh, the church this, the church that, right? So we're not trying to do that. But if you had
Right.
to give the body of Christ, the assembly, uh, a way in which to say, hey, this is how you could better facilitate the raising up of men from boys, the Western church. What would you tell them? Like, this is some things we could be doing in order to, produce better men.
Wow. Well, I'm trying to think because our church is pretty good at that. They have,
Well, and that's why I
programs.
said the universal Western church, because I would
Yeah.
let's see if we agree here first. I'm going to say that as a whole, the universal church, we don't have as many men in the church as we did 50 years ago. Something's different there. Now, I think that's a
Yeah.
cultural thing too, but I think the church is in some way went the way of the culture in that area, especially with the feminization of men, right, in our society. How do we push back against that? And what are some things the church could be doing to better help facilitate that? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Staying, being diligent against the woke culture. I've seen churches just go woke. I left a church that went woke, like to the point of I called them and I said, I just sent you a tithe check. I want you to send it back. That's to the point it got. And they did, and they didn't argue. Like I won't tolerate it, right? So when I hear a message, so the church, so many churches are woke, right? Even churches, it's surprising that you would think would never go that way, did, especially when COVID happened.
Yep.
So it's like, I think you hit it with the feminization of men, going with what the culture says, this constant pressure to seek, and I'm not saying it's always wrong, but to seek mental health, like go see a psychiatrist, go talk about your problems, get on medication. It's like the way the world thinks. I think it's more of men need to go out, get their hands dirty, learn how to hunt, fish, gut something, skin something, climb a tree, build something with your hands.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of that's the church's responsibility, but the aspect of staying away from that whole woke, we're going with the flow, we're going with what the culture says, swim upstream, like, John MacArthur, like
Yeah.
he wouldn't put up with it. That's the kind of person and kind of church you want to model after.
I like it. Steve, final thoughts. What do you want to tell them out there? Final thoughts from
Is
Steve.
this for guys? Is this for guys coming to the Caveman Combine, or is this in general?
This is guys on the channel. Just it's tribesmen, it's future cavemen, it's all of us above. What do you want to tell them?
All right. Hug your kids and kiss them every single day. Man, I did, and I don't regret it. And to this day, when I see my boys, they get a big kiss and a hug. And my dad did it for me when I was a kid, even in high school. I tried to go to bed and he'd go, "What, you think you're too big to not kiss your old man goodnight?" Always had to give him a kiss.
I love it.
So love your kids. They need it because the world is going to kick them down.
Yeah.
And they're the next generation. They're looking at you. You're their hero. You and the mother are their hero. They want to be just like you for a while. There's going to come a time when they don't want to be like you anymore. You're going to be an old fuddy-duddy. You're going to be square.
Yeah.
But while they're little, while they're wet cement, make good impressions on them. And then when there's an event like the Combine, come to it. I don't care how out of shape you are or how sore you're going to be after. You'll like it. It's good. It's good for you.
I love it. Hey, what does Dad always tell you? He always says, I love you and I don't want to spank you, but what? But I'm gonna. So we always start with, I love you and I don't want to, but I'm gonna.
Yeah. But be truthful. Tell them, this is going to hurt you a lot more than it's going to hurt me.
That's right. That's right. That's right. You want to tell Steve bye? Thank you, Steve.
See you, buddy.
Appreciate you, man. And
All
looking
right.
forward to you. See you at the Caveman.
I'll be there, man.
I know you will.
All right.
See you, brother.
Take care.
You too.
Take care.
I did my. Hey, babe. It's been